Hey there viewers and welcome to a brand new season of Fall Guys. That is Season 3, a very festive wonderland, where they've introduced 7 brand new levels and a new ranking system that you can see in the bottom left hand corner, where I am at a nice round 250 career wins, which I will admit, I was a little bit paranoid that my count was a little bit off because in Season 1 I wasn't uploading all of my wins. I was slightly unconfident in my number, but as you can see, it is reaffirming that I was in fact 85 wins for Season 1, 165 for Season 2, which comes out to a nice, round, beautiful 250. In addition to that, the 7 new levels that they've introduced, 2 of which are new finales, which is the first time we've gotten a new finale since mid-season of Season 1, which puts us up to 6 finales, though it's not quite 6 because they had to pull one earlier today due to some issues. So we're not going to be seeing Hexagon today for whatever reason. There's some issues with physics. And then there's also the issue of Royal Fumble, which almost never shows up anyways. So really, we have 4 finales. But that's fine. We may not even see those today. But let's get started. Actually, you know what? There's a new feature that has been introduced since Season 2, and that is the show selector, which allows us to queue up a second match, which is the Winter Knockout Challenge mode, which I'm assuming prioritizes the brand new levels. So hopefully we'll be able to see all 7 of the new levels that they've introduced for Season 3. And how are you doing, Lone Fox? Oh, that's something new they've introduced. At the very bottom, it'll show how long until the next season. So if they don't quite get the 60 required, it'll start anyways. A nice little notification at the bottom there. Although truthfully, despite the fact that so many people like to call this a dead game, you're quite often queuing up for matches fairly quickly. You never really have to wait too long. You've been here since Darksiders, that's 2010. Wow. That is a long time. I'm glad to be doing... The problem is, and I mentioned this during the test stream yesterday, is that my capture card is kaput. Now this is one of the brand new levels. My capture card is kaput, so I can't really do PS2, PS3, or any of the console recordings, sadly. But the PS4 has a built-in capture card, so I can use that, and that's what I'm doing today. But otherwise, a lot of those games that I would like to return to, like to record, can't really do. I might be able to do some PC and Steam related game. Oh my god. Yeah, that just threw me for a loop. I wanted to go slightly to the left because of all the other race modes. Okay, so this is kind of a combination of slime climb with the turns. And the snowballs coming down. Jay! Nice to see you too, man. Wouldn't go so far as to call me a legend, though. So that's also one of the brand new obstacles they've introduced this season, are those punching bags, or punching crates? Thankfully we managed to avoid all of those. I'm assuming if you fall down you have to come back around through that slide. The new flippers are brand new. I see a fan up there, which is brand new. It's going to be interesting when they do the mid-season, which I'm assuming they're going to do, where they do variants of all the levels. Nope. Where they do variants of all the levels and they introduce these new traps to existing... How exact... I'm not getting much distance on these flips. Okay, let's try something... No, that's not working. Okay, I need to learn how these flippers work. There we go. Qualified number 39, just barely. I don't think I deserve that. Yeah, actually, Fall Guys won a couple of awards. They won, I think, Community and Family Game. If I'm not mistaken. But I need to learn how those flippers work, because I almost did not qualify because of it. I wasn't getting quite the distance I was hoping for. But yeah, come mid-season, I'm assuming they're going to do variants of all the existing levels and introduce traps and fans and boxing gloves and everything else. Also, they teased Season 3 during the Game Awards, so it got some degree of love. Personally, I've been obsessed with this game this past few months. It's been my one relaxing, like, just guilty pleasure. I am afraid to see how many hours I've put into it. Wait, 1 of 15. I am scared. Right, they did mention this on the Twitter account that you have to get points. Alright, so let me see if I can wait and go for the gold on this one. Nope. Okay, I got a gold. I think that was 3 points. Wait a minute, can you cheese this? If I fall multiple times, I'll respawn. And I can get points that way. That could be a method to do this. It was your vote for multiplayer game? What did... I think it was, Among Us that... Crap. Among Us that got the multiplayer game, wasn't it? That's 12. I might not... Unless I can get that bronze. Oh, that was only 13. Okay, so those aren't white, they're silver. That makes more sense. Okay. Okay, so white are silver, and they're worth 2 points. Bronze are 1. Gold are 3. Got it. And so do I. I mean, due to the fact... You can see I've got 250 wins, so obviously I've put a lot of time into this game. When the On one hand, it's a good thing that the PlayStation doesn't show how many hours you've put into a game. On the other hand, I would like to see it. Yeah, this is my first time seeing the new levels, too. I've seen, like, clips of them on their Twitter account, but this is my first time experiencing them. I really need to figure out those flippers. But yeah, the PlayStation doesn't show you how many hours you have put into a game. But at the year-end wrap-up, they'll give you a link to see your most popular game, and I'm very curious to see what they've said I've done for this one. I'm assuming that Assassin's Creed Origins will come in second, because I did go on a break from Fall Guys for a while to play that. Maybe 50 hours of AC Origins. But I'm guessing it's gotta be at least 200 hours for Fall Guys, maybe 300. Because I've been putting maybe a couple hours a night, 2, 3, 4 times a night in this game. Alright, so we get another chance at this one, which is good. Now, if it's anything like Season 2, they'll be weighting the new maps over the old ones, so we'll be seeing this quite a bit more than likely. The Ringus Dingus at the end of the level. I still can't believe that Oliver managed to manipulate the entire community into referring to that as Ringus Dingus. Although with other names like Big Yeetus, Little Yeety, and whatever else, I can't think... Oh god, big lag spike. Okay, so that's gonna push us down there, and that's where we would go to the slide on the other side. So weave in and out. Have I ever played Dead by Daylight? Can't say that I have. I'm not really big on the horror games. I know what it is. It's that 2D horror game, I believe, right? Oh, that lag is gonna get bad. I might have to switch to a different... I think I'm on East Coast server right now. I might switch to West, because I have noticed in the... There's a timing on that. I need to learn that. I have noticed that East Coast server seems to get the worst in terms of lag. That if you switch it over to West, you'll have a better time. Nope. There's a pattern. Need to learn the... Hello. There is absolutely a pattern to learn here. I'm not gonna qualify. Nope. Dead by Daylight is a 1 versus 4 asymmetrical game like hide and seek. Then I am thinking of a completely different game. What am I thinking? There's absolutely a game with a similar name that's a 2D platformer. 1v4. Huh. Wait, 251? That ain't right. I should be at 250 still. Don't tell me they count this. They count the freebies as crowns? Well, see, now that throws my entire theory earlier that I had 85 wins in Season 1. Because they do, in fact, give you freebies. Oh, that ain't right. That and Friday the 13th, yeah, it's the player versus player type thing. So now I'm back to being paranoid. What if my Season 1 count was wrong? And I was at 84, not 85. That or they... I don't know. I'm confident that I was, though, that's the thing. Because I believe in Season 1 they gave 2 free crowns for ranking up. And then in Season 2 they gave... No, because that would have my count completely off. And there's no way I was that wrong. I can see myself being wrong in Season 1 by 1 or 2. But that would put me at over 5 off. I don't quite know now. Well, I assume in those type of games there's definitely a meta to be had. Oh my god, so many elves. Now, is the elf a free costume, or is that one you can get by ranking up in the season? Alright, let's try this one again. Hopefully... Alright, so that's not as bad as I was worried it would be. Oh yeah, that's like instantly putting us back on track. I was thinking that we were going to be off by a bit. Oh! There's the path I could take if I don't want to risk it with the boxing gloves, which, let's experiment with. This is so much easier. I don't think I'm ever doing those boxing gloves again. At least not until I learn the pattern. It is so much easier going via the slide. It's not as slippery as it would lead you to believe. Stay in the center. Go, go, go. Okay. Now, if I can learn these... Okay, so that's the trick. Do not walk on, jump on. If you walk on them, you're not going to fly very far. Got it. We have learned the flippers. It's pretty much Portal. Fast thing goes in, fast thing comes out. You jump on them, you accelerate. You walk over them, you're just gonna get a little drizzle. It's been an interesting year, to say the least, for me, too. Won't go into all the details, there is a bunch of personal issues, but... What I can say is it hasn't been great. Although I will say that me being an asocial person in general, I haven't had to worry about not going out and that bothering me too much. I've never been the type of person who socialized anyway, so that aspect of it hasn't affected me much. But yeah, there's definitely been a lot of other unrelated to COVID issues that I've had to deal with. Alright, so based on what we learned, bronze are the worst thing to go for. Those are only worth 1 point. Nope. Let's go for silver. Now, how many points is gold worth? We can get this. Oh, that collision detection. I said don't go for bronze. At least we got... Yeah, Fall Guys has been my game of the year. It has been such a reprieve on everything. Now, there have definitely been some days that have frustrated me more than others with this game, but I don't think I deserve those points. I fell off to the side. They awarded me points that I did not deserve. Okay, off it. Oh, wait a minute. If you dive on that flipper at the right time, you can go through the gold ring in the center. That might be a technique to try. Dragon Ball Z? Nice. The last Dragon Ball Z game I played, I think, was Xenoverse. Now, Kakarot, is that the RPG one, or is that one of the fighting games? Because I know they came out with a couple recently. There was one that's supposed to be based on the story of Dragon Ball Z leading up. It's the RPG one? Got it. Alright, Freezy Peak. The third of the new maps. Now, I did see a dev interview, or kind of a dev clip, where they talked. And they mentioned that Freezy Peak was originally going to be a finale level, which they ended up changing for a basic race. And I can see why they switched it up, because if you're trying to grab something while floating on a fan, that's absolutely going to cause some issues if you have latency problems. I mean, Fall Mountain itself is bad enough. Alright, avoid the flippers. Fighter Z was the fighting one I'm thinking of, right? Dive right there. Time it. Wait. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of timing to learn on these new maps. Like, how long do you have between each punch? Like, I was almost tempted to try and risk it and run for that. Alright. So far, so good. Am I really about... Nope. Nope. And you definitely want to know where you're at in terms of positioning for that. Otherwise, you're going to dive in the wrong direction. Almost came in first. Yeah, Fighter Z was the Street Fighter-esque one. Right, so what I'm learning here... Definitely don't go down the middle. Or via the snowballs. Just be patient and go the route with the boxing gloves. You'll be fine. Just need to wait for a bit. Now, one other game that I really want to get into that came out this year is Hades, which was nominated for a couple of awards at the Game Awards. I don't know if it won anything, I can't remember. But Hades has been in my backlog. I bought it when it came out on Steam, when it was bundled with Pyre. But it's just been sitting there, waiting to be played. Snowy Scrap, which looks like a rock and roll style map. Oh my lord. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I didn't read the instructions for this one. Is it just a race to the bottom? Oh, it did win 2 awards. Okay. Nice. Okay, so it's not a race to the bottom, because we got here fairly quickly. We're at 12%. Okay, it's just a matter of growing the ball, making it bigger. Cover this ball with snow. Okay, there's gonna be a meta for this. It's just one I have not figured. Okay, what if we push it towards a boxing glove? Then it's gonna speed forward very quickly. Although the question is, if it bumps into a boxing glove, is that going to cause it to lose some of its percentage? Is it going to get smaller? Or is it going to accelerate its speed, cause it to bump into a bunch of snow really quickly, and be the technique you want to use? Come on, up here. There's a bunch of snow up here. Red knows it. Maybe we can get someone to thank you. Thank you for grabbing red. Here, push. Red sees the writing on the wall. He can't win it. We've got double what he has. There we go. Now, one thing I'm seeing with this, it's taking a long time to build up to 100%. I can see them maybe adjusting this in the future with the patch, maybe reducing the amount you need to grow it, maybe increasing. Okay, so hitting a punching bag does not reduce your percentile. It does what I thought it would do. It causes it to go forward very quickly, picking up a lot of snow along the way. You've never tried it yourself? It looks like a lot of fun, and it's definitely up my alley. It's a roguelike action RPG, so similar to Spelunky, maybe? Or Binding of Isaac, with a mixture of Transistor or Bastion. Oh no, like my old Dazzle I am assuming still works, but that's like 480p, there's no way I'd be going back to that. But no, my Hapog died, it doesn't work no more. The thing is, I don't even know when it died, because I tried to capture earlier this year, and that's when I realized it wasn't doing anything. But it's not like I was really even using it in the first place. The last time I recorded anything was back last year, when I recorded a single episode of Tools of Destruction. I mean, I've got one episode recorded of Tools of Destruction, and that's it. Alright, new finale. A variant of Rollout, which, if normal Rollout is any indication, there's going to be a lot of grabbing going on. Bet you not. Worst case scenario, I could always record PC games. Like, I mentioned this during the testing thing yesterday, that depending on how the stream goes today, if I end up going for 12 hours, I might not do it. But depending on how the stream goes today, I might end up streaming some Hades or Children of Morta or something else tomorrow or next coming days before Christmas. I don't want to grab, that's the thing. In Jump Showdown, my tactic has always been to be a passive player unless I get grabbed. And I'm going to try and take the exact same approach here. Unless someone goes for a grab on me, I'd rather just be a peacekeeper. Don't go for grabs. Heck, you'd watch it? Yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of PC games, Steam games that I have in my backlog. There's plenty of games to choose from. I mean, heck, I own Ukulele on both the PS4 and on Steam, so I could always do that. There's Hat in Time. There's plenty of 3D platformers. Yeah, the streams are nice because it allows me a more direct conversation with y'all, which is nice. It allows for more one-on-one or just real conversation versus a pre-recorded stream on, or a pre-recorded recording on YouTube. But the great thing about doing YouTube is that, oh my god, the great thing about doing YouTube is that I can edit out a whole bunch of stuff. Well, there I go. Always Psychonauts. Honestly, I think I own Psychonauts more than any other game. And it's the... Oh, man. This gets really fast. Damn. Psychonauts, I've only played the original level. Like, the first level where you go into the, I think, camp counselor's mind. And then that's it. And that was long ago. I rented that at Blockbuster back in the mid-2000s. I want to know that, too. Psychonauts 2... I know it got crowdfunded a while back, and then they did a VR-style game for it. But I'm very curious to see when that one comes out. How can I see the screen if I'm a blind Let's Player? I won't get into that, because there's definitely some issues with Twitch and the word blind. But that's an age-old joke, too. I mean, you're looking at like skits from the 50s and 60s where people go on blind dates and the person they're dating is blind, and then that's supposed to be a huge joke. Uh-oh, he said blind! Arrest that man! Yeah, the people on Twitch and others like that are a little bit out of control with that. I'm still using the word blind because I'm using the actual definition. Like, going in without information. Like a blind study. Or a blind taste test. You know, an actual definition of the word, so... Put you in the pokey. Move faster, pokey! Yeah, but using the actual definition of the word, it's an entirely different thing. Twitch can just be itself. Let people who want to be offended be offended. That's fine. Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, there are people who are trying to find offense at it, and they're not even blind. There could be an entire thing about that I could get into. And I have with people I know. With family I have gotten into this, because I've definitely ranted at them about this. But people will be people. If they want to be offended, they'll find something to be offended at. Try not to let it bother me too much. Although, first day they announced that, I can definitely say I was on tilt. Because for 12 years I've been doing blind Let's Plays on YouTube. So that felt like a personal attack. Yeah, it is. Like, if they want to come after me, let them. I'm not gonna change anything. I made my entire YouTube channel based on blind playthroughs. Right, we learned, until I learned the pattern, avoid the boxing glove middle. In fact, I think doing the side path may even be faster, because with the ice, you're sliding along rather quickly. You get a bit of an advantage. Alright, so jump on, wait for him to go, activate it. Boing. And boing. The triple... Oh my god, I completely forgot about the triple whopper video. I don't even know what brought that about. I remember I was doing challenge videos back then. I did, Quap. I was challenged to Quap, and I did a Quap video. I think it was Mixpad who challenged me to that. And then, I don't even remember who challenged me to the triple whopper video. Then there was a cinnamon challenge thing I did. A different time. I never did upload... What's interesting is that the Quap video It was a 3-part challenge, and I actually managed to complete QWOP. But Mixbad never did his counter video, so I was just waiting for it, and I still have that video on my computer. I still have the one where I completed QWOP in under 5 minutes. And it was an interesting run, too, because I ended up, like, straddling one of those, not barricade, whatever you call those things you jump over. So I was straddling it and, like, carrying it along with me to the goal. Who knows, if Mixbad ever does a reply video, I'll probably upload the final part of mine. But I also need to edit it because I don't think the commentary... Because that was back when my audio was completely screwy. And I think the audio messed up on it too. You low-key missed those type of... Yeah, it was a different type of video back then. I've always been a Let's Player who's big into community interaction. That's why I tend to say we more than I when I'm doing Let's Plays. Now, we've done this, we've done that. And it also allows me to blame you guys if something bad goes on. Now, we fell down that hole. We got lost. I didn't get lost. We got lost. I couldn't read the text. We couldn't read the text. I mean, it's also like why I did those polls back in the day, which YouTube has changed so much. If I were to do a poll nowadays, I wouldn't rely on the comments section, I don't think. I'd do more of a informal poll, maybe a Google poll, a Twitter poll, something like that. Right, exactly. It's our fault that I can't jump properly. It's our fault that I didn't qualify last time. It's our fault that I spent like 5 minutes on that one door in Darksiders. Oh, dude, really? Has SSOH really come back? I know that he left for a long time. Like, this is during the, what was the name of his group? He was in a community group. I think he was actually living in their house, too. It was a big community. Like, a gorilla was their mascot. Nintendo Capri-Sun, I don't even know if Nintendo Capri-Sun left. Because he's been doing the Runaway Guys for the longest time. They've been doing Mario Party playthroughs. The Creatures, that's right. The Creatures with the gorilla mascot. Back in the Creature House. Man, I miss those days. And you're making me have nostalgia now. Man, this just reminds me of how much I miss doing this. Because it always brought me such joy and relaxation. There were definitely stressful times in terms of editing. Like, some videos just did not turn out the way I wanted, and there would be some... Truth be told, some videos I would spend 3 times or 4 times more editing than I did actually playing the game. Just because certain audio cues weren't working, or I tried to remove load times. And then I'd have to adjust the audio to fit where those load times were removed. We all got nostalgia because we're old. So there were definitely times where editing would take up a lot more time than I was willing to admit. But for the most part, it was a very enjoyable thing, because, as I said earlier, I'm not very social. I'm not a social person. I don't get out much. I don't go to bars, clubs, anything like that. But YouTube itself was an outlet for me. It was a way for me to actually communicate with people at large, and something that allowed me to open up far more than I ever did by myself. Very cathartic. You're the same way? Yeah. That's what made YouTube so great. And why I would really like to get back to it. That's the thing. I think I might end up just doing PC games. There's a big degree of guilt right now because I promised doing Tools of Destruction. There's a lot of people have been waiting for Tools of Destruction since 2011, back when I started the first Ratchet and Clank game. And I want to deliver on that. Problem is, I can't. So I have that guilt in the back of my mind that I'm not delivering on a promise. But maybe just uploading something is better than nothing. So I might do Hades, I might do Children of Morta, I might do something else. Something from my backlog. It's been that long, yeah. Hey, number 1! So yeah, while I can't do PS3 games, and I can't do PS4 games because the PS4, while I can live stream, it doesn't have quite the long-term playthrough ability. Like, I can't record for an hour at a time, it's 15 minutes. So, unless I plan on very specifically timing when I do those videos, it'd be a big problem. Yeah, a lot of the good games are on PC now, and I did upgrade my computer earlier this year. I went from 6 gigs of RAM to 16, and from a 7750 1GB graphics card to a 1050 Ti, which has 4 gigs. Yeah, there are a lot of good PC games. I mean, on Steam itself, I mentioned this during the testing stream yesterday, I have, which I was wrong, I said I have 1,000 games in my backlog. It's actually about 600. I curated and removed a whole bunch of games earlier this year, and at the end of the day, the actual backlog sits at about 600. I think like 580, 590, somewhere around that mark. So, classic Jump Showdown. Like, what I might end up doing is starting off with the 3D platformer, because that's where a lot of my base, my community is from. They watch me doing 3D platformers, so Ukulele, Voodoo Vince, Skylar and Plux. There's a bunch of 3D platformers on Steam that I could go and do. And then from there, then I can switch it up and go for the roguelikes, maybe RPGs. But yeah, the big reason why I upgraded my computer earlier this year was so I could play Hellblade. But recording while playing, I don't know if my computer is powerful enough for that. Sunset Overdrive, which is another Insomniac game, I could do that. I tested that earlier this year, and that seemed to run fine. That's what happens when you look at chat. Those platformers are fun to play, yeah. That's the biggest reason why I think I'm so good at Fall Guys, is because I have decades of experience in 3D platformers, which is exactly what this game is. It's a 3D platformer Battle Royale. You put me up in a game like Fortnite, I'm gonna come in last place. PUBG, same thing. My reaction time, my hand-eye coordination's not what it used to be. But a 3D platformer, that's where I excel. Who knows, maybe I will do Psychonauts one day. I know it's been in that backlog for well over a decade. Rented it in Blockbuster long ago. Never finished it. Don't know why. I think that was back when they had the 5-day rentals, and I was in school still. So I didn't have quite enough time to play it. But yeah, there's definitely no shortage of games. Yeah, I heard about that. Little King Story is on Steam now, but apparently there are issues with it. What's nice, though, is that they did bring the original version of Little King Story. There was a remaster, I believe, for the 3DS, maybe the PSP, one of the handhelds, that changed up Little King Story and gave all the characters more of a Bishi look, more of an anime character, more teenage look, which I wasn't a fan of, personally. I liked the whole chibi aesthetic that it had, but they remastered it for one of the handhelds. Not sure the quality of that, but then they released the original version on Steam, and a bunch of issues with that. Right. Go side path. I'll learn the timing on those boxing gloves eventually, but for now, day one, I'm not going to bother. There's no need when the much superior slide path is available. Give it time. In a couple weeks, I'm predicting this. In a couple weeks, there will be a new meta where everyone attempts to go through the slide, because they'll realize how much better that is. And then you have to worry about people pushing and shoving while on the slide. And then the meta will change, and more people will go through the middle because they'll have mastered the timing. It'll be a back and forth. Oh, another interesting thing is that Darksiders is on Steam. So while I originally oh man, there's an entire story for Darksiders. When I was gonna return to the game, I was gonna have like a 10-minute spiel about the history of Darksiders and what had happened since I last recorded it. Like, the lead artist, Joe Mad, left. He quit THQ, and he formed his own studio. It was Airship something. THQ went bankrupt. Darksiders didn't get sold. No one wanted to buy Darksiders. This unknown company bought up all the leftovers in a bundle. They bought Darksiders and a whole bunch of other games. So they were just plain Nordic. Then a few more years passed by. They remastered Darksiders 1 and 2. They bought up the THQ name, so now they're THQ Nordic. Then they released Darksiders 3, Darksiders Genesis, and Joe Mad Returned. So yeah, there's been an entire, like, thing with that franchise. But thankfully it is on Steam, so if I cannot go through those rings. Thankfully it is on Steam, so if I were to return to it, I could always... I don't know if I'm going to qualify for this. So if I were to return to it, I could do it on PC. Alright, so how many points is this center worth? It's worth 5, got it. And I have seen a little bit of the new Darksiders, which looks like a lot of fun. Genesis. Although my thing was always that they should have Darksiders 3 have been both Fury and Strife, have a co-op type experience. And then for Darksiders 4, have all 4 of them together. So Darksiders 4, 4 Horsemen. Yeah, but thankfully, even though THQ went bankrupt, THQ Nordic have been doing an amazing job with the properties. They brought back the SpongeBob game. They did a remaster of a whole bunch of titles. There was, what's the name of that alien game? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Holy crap. What is the name of that game? Destroy All Humans. They brought back Destroy All Humans, did a remaster of that. Yeah, Destroy All Humans. So they've been doing a really good job, and they're not cheap remasters either. They're fully doing it from the ground up. So I'm incredibly impressed with what THQ Nordic have been able to do. Right, there's Kingdoms of Amalur as well, which has an interesting backstory itself. I believe it was Rhode Island who ended up fronting a lot of the money to bankroll Kingdoms of Amalur, and then when it didn't sell very well. I think they lost a lot of money. So yeah, THQ Nordic, I've got a massive amount of respect for that company. Alright, so which direction is it from the... Okay, so it's slightly to the right. Know that from now on. Number one, when going into that final fan, turn slightly to the right. They should keep that trend going? Absolutely. I'm wondering what games are left. I believe they also did Sphinx, Curse of the Mummy. I feel like there's a couple more remasters that they did as well. But I'm assuming now that Joe Matt is back with THQ, at least working alongside him with his Airship Studios company, that more than likely we'll end up seeing a real proper Darksiders 4. My hope is that it will be a multiplayer game, kind of an RPG where you can choose among the 4 characters. But before that happens, I need to play 2, 3, and Genesis. Alright, so based on what we learned last time, try to go for the boxing gloves. They'll accelerate you really quickly and allow you to pick up a lot of snow. It's pretty much Katamari. This is the Katamari level. Oh man, if only they had done a Katamari remix song for this. Alright, fine. We'll go whatever way you want to go. I'm not going to be the agitator here. Go for the glove. Come on, go for the glove. Hit us. There we go. Pick up all the snow. You love the Zelda style? Yeah, that's one thing I think they lost in the sequels of Darksiders. Because Darksiders 1 was a Zelda-type game. Darksiders 2, I believe, was more Diablo with all the loot. Darksiders 3, from what I've heard, is kind of a Souls-like game. And then Darksiders 4, I don't even know how to categorize that, because it's not quite an asymmetrical Diablo, because there's not as much loot from what I've seen. Yeah, we didn't qualify for this. Need to learn the meta for this one. Wait, headset disconnected. What? That was weird. Y'all can still hear me, right? That was weird. Okay, yeah, my mic is still getting picked up. Okay, that was weird how it disconnected randomly. I didn't touch the wire. Good. Huh. And that's another thing that's annoying with streaming on the PS4 system itself, is that anytime you get a notification or anything in the top left corner, it puts this big, ugly, black censored block on the screen, which can cover up a whole lot of the game. That's one of the reasons I'm kind of hesitant to record anything on the PS4. Because imagine I'm in an important cutscene or an important part of the game, then some notification comes up, and there goes a fourth of my screen. Also, you have to worry with the fact that there are some games out there that just flat out block, flat out block cutscenes from being recorded. So if I can get a capture card again, which I think last time I looked, the capture card that I would need is like $150, which I'm not currently able to put forth. I think it's $150 for the capture card to be able to properly record PS4 games. I think, yeah, PC is the way I'm going to have to go for the time being. Interesting, we're still seeing classic levels. Like, I was fully expecting them to weigh the new maps very heavily. Like, I know in Season 2, you pretty much always only saw the night level and the other one. I do love this variant, though. It allows you to accelerate up to slime so quickly. Right. In addition, going back to Season 3 updates, they did mention there's an issue with the crown ranking system, that while you do have a higher rank, a lot of people aren't seeing the rewards that they should be getting for being whatever rank they are, so I'm pretty sure I've unlocked a golden skin or two since I'm rank 22, but that's something they're going to have to fix in the coming week, I believe. Who knows, maybe when I reach rank 23, it'll automatically unlock. Which means 3 more wins today. Can we get them? I mean, typically on average, I get about 5 wins a night when I play, so shouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. As long as I can avoid the team games. Cough, cough. But no, the snowball level, I would absolutely say I was not a help in that map. I'm wondering if there's a meta to going down there to avoid the boxing gloves. That way you don't have to wait. Next time we do this map, I'm going to go down there to experiment and see if that... Because look, that snowman right there got up here a lot quicker than I did going through the middle route. So I have to wonder if both side paths are optimal. Yeah, a lot of this game is just learning the maps, learning what works, and being the most efficient in everything you do. Boom! Fly like an eagle into the sky. Oh, so that black bean is now learning that if you walk over it, you're not getting the acceleration you need. He had a nice banner, though. It looked like a snowy Alps. One thing I have noticed with these new maps, though, is that they're rather quick. As opposed to, what is it, the Big Fans map? Or as Oliver on the social media team calls it, the OnlyFans map. That map, the fan map, tends to take 5 minutes, because you very rarely ever see the full player base qualify. It often goes to time. Oh, they fixed this map as well. I know previously you would sometimes spawn right next to the beam, which would cause an automatic out, because you'd get instantly hit by the thing and then fly. So it's nice that they're spawning us off to the side now. Whoops. That was a bad elimination. Alright, so this is what worries me, because I was at 250 going in. In my mind and on Twitter, I've been keeping track of how many wins I had. I should have been at 250. The game said I was at 250. And yet, now these crowns I'm getting for free are adding to that total. I'm wondering if only this season forward they're counting the season rewards towards your total goal. Because there's no way I was that off with my count. Because Season 1 had 2 free crowns, and Season 2 had maybe 5. That would mean I was off by 7. And I don't think that's possible. I think it's only, like, this season forward they're counting the free crowns. I'll have to take a look at other streamers as well, who tend to have good counts of their total wins, to see if theirs is off as well. I know, I believe Grand Pooh Bear keeps track of his wins. I know Inventor Blades keeps track of his. There's a couple others I'm not quite sure their names that keep track of their wins. I'll have to compare with them. I am just getting ragdolled all over the place this time. Alright, so we're gonna experiment. We're gonna go side path this time. Is it quicker? It may not be. Well, maybe it is. Because if you skirt the side, you don't have to worry about the timing. We've already learned this is definitely quicker. Oh. Get out the way. Move, Bean, get out the way. Oh, that's evil. I mean, I'm definitely still going to qualify, but still. It was a close one. Yeah, we've mastered the flippers now. Now we need to learn how to adjust and learn the patterns on those punching bags. If we can do that, we'll be golden. Alright, so I almost feel like there might be some golden rings hidden within that circle, those chambers. But the bronze look very similar to gold. I'm gonna go for that one, that's an easy one. I want to test this too. Well, may not be able to right now. Like, is there any way to flip up to a point where you can get that gold in the center? I almost feel like it's possible. It's got to be possible, otherwise they wouldn't have done it. Nope. Yeah, I'm not going to worry too... I'm sure there's a way to do it if you time it perfectly, but it might be too difficult to learn right now. Oh, so you can still get points as long as you go through there. You just don't get the full 5 for going through the middle. Alright, so that's learned. If you hit the center ring, that's 5 points. So if you hit the outside, you can still get at least 2. Got it. So it's not an all-for-nothing jump. Now, how many of the maps have we seen? We've seen the ring level, we've seen the starting race. We've seen the one with the wind. Have fun at work, man. Don't work too hard. It is the holiday season after all. I feel like most people right now are kind of just floating on by until the holidays, so do the same, don't work too hard. Rest up. Take it easy, man. And again, thanks for stopping by. Who knows, I might still be streaming by the time you get off work, who knows. Yeah, we've seen this level, the other race level. We've seen the snowball level. We've seen the new rollout level, which is a finale. And we've seen the snowball level. So I think that's still 2 left we haven't seen. There's a new finale. And one more. Penguin! We've not seen the Penguin level. Penguin and the new finale. Those are still left to be seen. I mean, we're experimenting, right? That's what this run's about. We're gonna go snowball. Do not go snowball! I have learned. Learn from my mistakes. Do not go snowball path. Because in order to time that correctly... Nope. Be patient as well. If you go via the snowball path, you're going to have to try and, like, duck into that center lane for protection away from it. And the timing on that is a little bit difficult, so... You're definitely a lot better off going punching bag route and being slow. And it also opens up the possibility for griefing. If you see someone behind you about to go up there, grab them. Let them get hit by the punching bag. Oh, I was 15th. Too many experiments with the snowball. Okay. Like I said, today is all about learning. Learning what works and what doesn't. I'm completely fine with not making it to the finale. Also, it's good to see that the servers have started working again. I know a couple rounds ago, there was definitely a lot of lag going on. But they have restabilized. Now this is a rarity. Are we not going to get the... Oh, there's the full 60. I was going to say, we might not get the full 60. On day 1 of a new season? Improbable. I also need to check what server I'm on. I think I'm on East Coast. If I'm on the West Coast server, that means it's 11 o'clock over there. Which might be too early for a lot of people. Oh, did I just see a lag spike right there? Speak of the devil, as soon as I say the servers are doing a lot better, I see a lag spike. Alright, so we experimented last time. It was kind of an inconclusive result, so we're going to do this again. Watch the elf and the pineapple. If we get there before the pineapple, then this is the path we're going to take from now on. Where's the pineapple? Well, he got hit by multiple things, so he's probably not a great person to have tracked. But I think both side paths are better. That might be what I do from here on out. Jump down, take the side path, and then go through the slide. Wait for it. Go. No, no, no. You're not doing it to me, game. Refuse. Alright. Yeah, so until I master that fan, I feel like I'm gonna come like in the bottom 50%. Other people have gotten a better grasp of it. I can still qualify, but not as confidently. Compared to other maps, where I tend to be in the top 10, not happy with the bottom 50% of this one. Because that's the thing with Night Fever, I believe it's Night Fever, I'll typically come in the top 10, and then while I'm waiting for everyone else to qualify, I'll go do something else. Alright, so there's at least one gold ring in the middle of that one. There seems to be two in the center on that one, and then the gold right there. I think the gold on this one's kind of a trap. It's to get people to want to go for it, and then they waste their time. You're better off just continuing forward. No, no, no. That's a gold, I believe. Are you a gold? Oh, we can't tell. Just go for the safe silver. Yeah, you need a lot more speed for that one. Son of a bean. I am definitely trying a lot, really hard, to keep my language intact. Because I've noticed over the past year, my vocabulary has kind of dwindled. Been replaced by a lot of swear words. So I'm trying to keep this as family-friendly as possible for the stream. There's the fiber. Again, bottom 50%. Not happy with that. It's not good enough to just qualify. I mean, like with Hoopsie Legends, I will typically be among the first ones to do it just because I've done it so many times. I've got the experience and the practice to know exactly where the jumps are at. With this, that ice physics is really messing with me. I'm like that with all games, 3D platformers in general. I'm fine with underwater levels. It's ice physics that always gets to me. When I lose control of my jumps. Which I think I actually ranted about in Ratchet & Clank 2, I believe. Where did you fall from? Is there a flipper I don't know about? Huh. And I think like one of these days, maybe today, I don't know, I'm gonna do some experimenting with this level just to explore it, see where all the traps and obstacles are at. Find optimal paths. And go. Yeah, it's a crapshoot trying to go through the middle or left lane. Just play it safe, play it patient. Now the final one you can rush. Turn right, and there we go. I'll take second. I'll take second, or third. I feel like I can get first place if I find a more optimal path, though. It's just all about that trial and error. And I just realized I don't have names on. That's one of the things I started recently doing. That way, if I ever find a finale where I encounter a very respectful bean, aka one that does not grab, and I still win, I like to shout them out and give them kudos. Hashtag respect. I don't name and shame people if they do grab, but the ones who play it nicely and give me a nice competitive finale, I'll give you props. Because that's the true sign, to me, at least, in my opinion, the true sign of skill in Jump Showdown is not grabbing. It's easy to grab. But if you can continue that jump for a good 3, 4, 5 minutes, that's a showcase. Alright. So I think the meta for this map is to just push down as quickly as you can. Yeah, gotta prop that bean economy. All the kudos. And kudos. Good. I like that bean that went straight for the puncher. Yeah, I can definitely see in the future that they reduce the amount of snow required to qualify. Because right now it seems to take a little too long. Well, maybe not. I mean, we're at 58, 59%. But compared to something like Rollout, which is done in about a minute, this one does take a bit more time. There we go. Get them all. That might be what we needed. Awesome. Yeah, the meta for this one is definitely pushing down as quickly as you can. There's a couple of snow patches along that route, on that slide, but I think they're just distractions. The time you take trying to slide yourself into those snow patches is going to distract you and cause you to slow down, during which time you could be collecting a bunch more snow in larger patches at the very bottom. Because they do respawn, the snow patches do respawn, but it takes a while. Alright, roll off again. Now thankfully last time I did this, there were no grabbers. So hopefully we can repeat that again. And based on what I learned, stay away from the walls. Because when it gets to a certain speed, those are just going to push you along the way. And right into that slime. So yeah, this right here would be unsafe for me. Oh great, we got a grabber. We got a couple grabbers. Oh my god, look at Chicken Little there. I need... Yeah, so he is public enemy number 1. Avoid him at all costs. Now, based on the experiment, or the testing I did yesterday with the test stream, just because someone's not grabbing from the start, that don't mean they won't grab eventually. They could be stealth grabbers. He's just made himself obvious from the start. He's shown his intentions. So while we do want to avoid him, there could be an entirely different person we also want to avoid. Okay, that was a very risky transition. No, no. God, I got stuck on the beam. Crap. Well, well, at least... No. Chicken Little there, still in there. He qualified. And he won. Well, good for you, Sir Hugs-a-Lot. Leo Scary Cat. He grabbed a couple people. On this day, he was a better man. I would like to see the new, icy hexagon level, though. Wait, I was gonna check what server I'm on. We are on West. Let's switch that back to East. Also, apparently they fixed something. Yes, this might actually help. Let's fix the camera sensitivity up to 80. That might help in the finale. Because I was noticing it was taking a little bit too long to switch the angles to know where was safe. So if we bump that up to 80, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. It'll be something I have to adjust to, but we'll see. Oh no, we're not getting the full 60. Oh well. Wait a minute. It said it was starting. Come on. Maybe I was better off in the West Coast server than the East Coast. Okay, this is actually taking a while. Maybe the East Coast servers are being hammered. I mean, last night the servers were instantaneous. Was exiting a map and then was able to get back in a new game within 10 seconds. A little bit longer today. Which is worrisome, considering it is day 1 of Season 3. It was a completely different time, too, but still. I mean, obviously this game's not going to be picking up Fortnite numbers, but I'd like to see it go a little bit quicker. Hey, there's a Penguin. That's a premium costume. I'm actually curious how much the new costumes are for the season. Because I missed out last season, there was a dragon costume that was a premium that I really wanted, but kind of held off on. Alright, let's see what new banners there are. Okay, there's a ornament banner. A couple people with that. More people with the ornament. There was one person... Oh, Santa Claus hat. There was one person earlier who had one that looked like Snowy Alps. Candy cane. Well, that one just qualified. And that's it. Yeah, I need to take a look at the banners. Alright, so sensitivity isn't too much more. It's not to an extreme where I don't think I can adjust myself to it. It will help me in maps like Hexagon and the new rollout, though. Alright, so it's not too fast. We can adapt. Okay, that 2 in a row vanilla levels. Very rare. Like I said, in Season 2, they weighted it very heavily of all their new levels. You were almost never seeing basic maps. Now, I do know I could go into the challenge mode that's specifically new maps, but I like being in the general population. Because my worry is that if I go into the challenge mode, I'll be with people who've been spending all morning playing these maps and have learned the meta already. Rather not compete with them. There's that Mario Party experience. Jumping over those flames and what is that? What was that a game in Mario Party? Hot Jump, I think it was? Flame Rope? There was one of the mini games in Mario Party which is just constantly jumping over a flaming jump rope. Which I feel like I always won. Okay, that's 3 in a row. Maybe general population. That's interesting. Because I don't want to go for the challenge mode. Although, being with stiffer competition would also allow me in spectator mode to see what the meta is, what other people are doing. So maybe I do want to do that. Now, we'll give it a shot. After this round, I'll go to the challenge mode and see how tough the competition is, see how experienced those people are. Because they've only had a morning. They've only had one morning to play the level. It's not like they're going to be complete masters. I'm not looking at season-end veterans. We're all in this together, we're all learning at the same time. Who's the other honker? I heard a honk. Who's my new best friend? It's like a mating call. I honk once, they honk as a reply. That's my new best friend. I had one finale recently in Jump Showdown where someone else initiated the honk, and then for a good minute or so, it was just a honk off, which sounds very wrong when I say it out loud. It was just back and forth honks. Well, I see they've removed the elimination counter in the top right-hand corner. Interesting. Wonder why they did that. It was nice to see how many people were left. Because normally this is a semi-final level, so I'd be able to predict how many people would be I'd be competing with for the finale. 15? Could be a 3-team game. May not be the finale. Just anything but tiptoe. There we go, here's the new one. Thin Ice. A hexagon-style map. It's got 3 layers of ice that all break after a certain period of time. And instead of falling through the map, like an hexagon, it's only 1 layer, or 3 layers deep. Okay, so how long do you have? Okay. There's a meta to be had here. The question is, do you run over them over and over again? Do you hop on them to instantly break them? Okay, so that's what I do not want to do. Reduce them a little bit to the point where they're going to be cracked. Oh man, there's so much to learn on this map. Like, how dark do these need to be before they crack? Okay, there's a... Okay, so that gives them about a second after they start, and then they will shake. Okay. Maybe the meta is to get all the way down on all these Maybe leave some near the edge. Okay, that's gonna crack and break. That's gonna break. Okay. See if I can cut this guy off. No, that's not gonna work because he's still one more layer. Interesting. I need to watch the... Okay. Diving is very hard on this one. You can still accelerate a little bit. Oh, man. Okay. Huh. Learning. Okay. Trying to process what type of meta could be had there. Do you want to reduce the tiles all the way down to the bottom? Huh. Yeah, I'm right now I'm just like processing how exactly to go about that one. Like, I'm considering 1,000 different scenarios in my mind right now. What's the best, most optimal way to do that? Okay. I can see a technique for leaving an extra layer on the edges. Huh. You cut off enough people... See, unlike in Hexagon where I tend to cut the map down the middle... and then leave one half to the other side, or the other players, and one half to myself, then maybe cut that off by another quarter. You can't really do that here, it takes too long. It's three jumps, and then a few seconds afterwards. Huh. And the big thing is, no matter what I plan, no matter what method I want to use for Thin Ice, there's still a number of other competitors, number of other beans that are going to be doing their own method. So it's going to be very hard to compete and form up a proper strategy for that finale. I'm definitely going to need to do that many more times before I find some optimal way to do it. Alright, Hot Dog. We're going in there same time as Hot Dog. We beat the Hot Dog by quite a bit, so what we've learned is always go down the side paths. They're much quicker. Yeah, I'm completely distracted right now thinking of how to do that. I don't know, guys. It is definitely an interesting finale how they did that. It's not meta-proof. There's definitely a meta to be had eventually. It's just a matter of enough experience where you can find one. Maybe, like another strategy in Hexagon is to just start in the center and then go out in a spiral pattern to completely empty out the center section. Could work in Thin Ice, but the time it takes to do that, that's the biggest problem. Any strategy you come up with is going to take time. Because that's essentially 9 jumps you have to make before you reach the slime. 9 jumps in any one section. Like, I'm kind of wondering if it's possible to just go back and forth on 2 different tiles over and over again to cause them to deplete. That might be a method. I don't know. I'm dumbfounded right now. It's definitely their most... Well, I wouldn't say it's their most unique level. I think that Penguin might be their most unique level, which we still haven't seen, but... Oh, come on. Because it is kind of just more of a variant of Hexagon, but still... The 9 layers on top of each other is an interesting way to do it. I want to see Penguin now, because that's the last map we haven't seen today. And I also want to know if it's possible to hit that center ring right there in the first chamber. Because there is a flipper. It seems like with enough propulsion you might be able to flip upwards, but you'd have to position that perfectly. And I don't think it's worth for those 5 points to try that. I think the time it takes to hit that flipper is going to take far longer than getting 5 individual points. Alright, you know what? I said this last time. I'm going to spend maybe a minute just exploring the bottom path of this map. Because I want to see if maybe there's a secret flipper or something on this level that you don't really see when you start out. Like, there's a bounce pad right here. No, that's not a bounce pad. Let's see. There's that. There's a fan. That's fine. I'm pretty much throwing away this round just to look around. Alright, so there's nothing really unique or anything hidden. Alright. Didn't take nearly as long as I was expecting. Might have thrown this round, but that's fine. You never know unless you explore. That is the video gamer in me. Always gotta look through every nook and cranny, behind every waterfall. Maybe there's a secret coin. Maybe they've hidden a crown that you can get by just going to it. Now, if you jump off this platform exactly in this right spot, it's a free crown. We still qualified, surprisingly. I was not expecting that. I spent way too long on the bottom platform. Just screwing around. Alright, 13 qualify. We might see either a finale or, I'm guessing, tiptoe. Snowy script. Wait, how do you get a 3-team game with 13 players? This is going to be uneven. It's going to be 4-4-3. No, 4-4-5. So what was it? Red, they had the 5-person team? That or someone decided to quit before this match started. Yep. Don't waste time going for these snowbanks. It's fine. If you hit them, then great, but don't waste your time. Trick is to get as to the bottom as soon as you can. And over to the punching bags. There we go. We can hit another punching box, we might be fine. We're only slightly behind. Only by a few points. That wasn't enough acceleration. Although, might be enough. It's still neck and neck. It's still possible we could lose. The hope is that after blue goes away, we're taking up a bunch of the snow. For some reason trolling us. I don't know why. But once blue goes away, we won't have to worry about that griefer. No! It's so close! Oh my god, 5% off. If we had hit that outside boxing glove, we probably would have been propelled enough to qualify. But that's definitely the technique for that one. Aim for the boxing gloves. Yeah, let's go for only winter knockout. Because I'd be curious to see if we end up with more experienced players, how they go about certain maps. Although it might take longer to queue up, though. Alright, well, not too long. I imagine there's going to be a bunch of people doing the challenge mode today, just to see everything that's new. We still need to see Pegwin. Bert, Bart, and Bort. Come on, just one more. There you go. I refuse to end the stream before we see Pegwin. Don't care if it takes 12 hours. We're seeing those tiny little Pegwins. Although I say that now, if somehow there's something I missed, like some maintenance note that they had pulled that map for today, and I don't know about it, then I guess we won't be seeing it today. But the only map I saw that they pulled was Hexagon. Oh yeah, this way is a lot faster. And the trick is to fall down and then dive. Don't dive until you're near the bottom. Otherwise, the ragdoll will affect you for a lot longer. Boom! Second place. We have now mastered this map. Now I feel like I can confidently get in the top 10. No longer bottom 50%. I mean, just a few small tweaks is all it took. Take the side path at the beginning, take the side path with the slide, and then at the fan portion, go off to the side. It's all about the sides on this map. Just hug the sides. Everyone always says, okay, Bean, and never, are you okay, Bean? But Where bean? Why bean? What bean? Well, beans do tend to have a very hard coating shell. A soft inner center, but a very hard shell. I mean, considering how often these beans fall down and get hit, they're definitely more than a little bruised. Nope. Yeah, also with this map, there's a matter of, you can be patient and wait for the silvers to pop up, but I feel like you're better off just going as fast as you can down the slide for as many rotations or many slaloms as you can do. I wonder what Will Ferrell thinks of the new elf costume, because that's very reminiscent of Will Ferrell's elf with the whole curly hair. Because I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think most elves tend to have that curly golden hair. It's typically kind of a slick black look. I wonder if that was what they were going for. The Will Ferrell. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a variant of it eventually, because they do variants for every other costume, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do a variant of that elf costume with slick black hair, kind of like Elf on a Shelf. Now for this map, I think for the most part we've figured out how to do it optimally. I don't think there's very many corners we can cut to increase our completion time. That's all about weaving in and out. And then once we get to the boxing glove versus snowball route, always just bide your time. There we go, that's how we can cut our time there. As soon as we're at the peak of that air jet, do a dive. Then we can land on that first platform as opposed to the bottom platform. That's a very minor time saver. Like you're talking half second. If you're in competitions, that half second could make the difference. And there we go, first place. Yeah, like I said at the very beginning of this, it's all about experience and practice. The more you do these levels, the better you're going to get at it. That said, I'm going to need to do Thin Ice many times before I can master that one. Because I have zero, not even 1%, zero confidence in my Thin Ice ability. Because that one just threw me for a loop. And that's not... I didn't even consider grabbing in Thin Ice. There's absolutely going to be some degree of grabbing eventually. And trying to run away from someone trying to grab you on slippery ice? My god. Wait a minute. I don't think they've balanced this one, because that was a 14-person qualifier. How do you divide 14 into 3? You can't evenly. So you have 5, 5, and 4. They might need to patch that one. Yeah, I'm saying they need to patch this one to a point where it's actually even. They did that with the other maps during Season 1. A lot of the maps, like Fall Ball, would have uneven teams. There was a lot of complaints about that one, and they ended up patching it to the point where it would only show up if you had an even number of qualifiers. Oh no. There we go. So they might need to fix this one eventually, too. So red has 5, so it's blue who's... no, it's yellow who has the off count. Poor yellow. Always the butt of the jokes in Fall Guys. I mean, there was even one point in time on Twitter where Oliver said that if one of the tweets he posted got, I believe, 1 million retweets, that he would just delete Yellow Team and I guess replace it with a different color. And last time I checked, I think it was like at 400,000. Oh, thanks, PlayStation. I'm super happy to know that Fortnite Chapter 2 is out. I'm never playing Fortnite. That's not my game. Appreciate the notification covering a fourth of my screen, though. Look, I got nothing against Fortnite, it's just not my type of game. And despite being one man down, or one bean down, Yellow qualified, so good for them. Alright, Thin Ice, second attempt at this. 9 people, it's not going to be overcrowded. Learn. Just focus and learn. So one technique I wanted to try was running between a couple of platforms really quickly. Okay, that's really hard with this ice. But it is possible. So this could be a technique. Running between a couple of tiles over and over again in a circular pattern to dwindle them down to the bottom floor. Okay, that works. Now, here's the problem. While this does work, how much of a meta does it become? Is this going to increase my chances or lower them? Do I actually want the platforms to be all the way down? Okay, we've lowered enough of those. Like, I really want it to be down to the final level just so it's easier to keep track of. Okay, so there's a big pit right there now. Okay, if we can cut him off, we should be good. Okay. How confident am I in cutting those beans off? Okay, I accidentally hit that one. Nope. Was not able to get away in time. There's definitely more of a traction issue, obviously, in this map, and trying to pick up speed. Like, it takes an extra half second to get where you're going. So there's definitely a need to... If I was him, I would have gone for that one jump off to the side. If you bump into someone, you lose any traction you had, so it takes longer to accelerate again. Alright. IDK, or IDC, trash. Alright. We're still learning. But I did learn one thing. It is possible to run between 3 platforms rather quickly to dwindle them down, to melt the ice down. So that is a possibility of something we can try. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, there's definitely a strategy to be had in thin ice. It's the decision between melting it all the way down to the bottom platform and leaving enough where you have something to jump back to afterwards. Definitely gonna need to watch some people play that one. Jeez, how big can these snowballs get? Alright, fine, I'll go down the left path then. They felt the need to push me that much. Oh, come on. He just wasn't wanting to stand back up. He just liked the ground. He was satisfied just staying there. Alright, see you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'll probably be doing this for, I don't know, maybe a couple more hours, because I really want to master some of these levels. I'll probably upload it to YouTube. I don't see why I wouldn't. So you can always catch this again later there. Have fun, man. Like, we've been going for about 2 hours now. I feel like I'm just now getting warmed up. Which, interesting choice of words considering the winterscape. But yeah, I can see myself going for another couple hours easily. Especially because I want to see Penguin. To hug them and cuddle them and squeeze them, and I will call them George. But they already have a name, it's Bort. And I will call you Bort George. See, there's something they need to bring back. With all these remasters, with all these reboots they're doing these days, like Animaniacs, I need to watch Animaniacs. I've seen the first episode and that's it, of the new season. Like, they're bringing back all these old shows. They need to bring Mickey Mouse. They brought back Mickey Mouse, for God's sake. But what they need to do is bring back classic Looney Tunes with the Sasquatch and all of them. That's what I grew up on. Like, I remember back in the day of early Cartoon Network, every June, they would have 24/7 Bugs Bunny. This is before Adult Swim, so, like, during the time that Adult Swim was on, it was still Bugs Bunny. It was June Bugs. Those are the cartoons I miss. Although, apparently, Animaniacs has done a good job of capturing what made the original Animaniacs a classic. They're still as self-referential, still as political, still as everything else these days, so it's good to see they haven't really... Well, I say that. They have toned back a little bit. Apparently Minerva Mink and Hello Nurse are not in this season, which is a sad thing to see, but they said they would potentially bring back old characters in future seasons, so there's a chance. But yeah, I would love to see classic Looney Tunes back. Not this whole... And I'm aware that they did bring back a kind of a Bugs Bunny type thing, where Elmer Fudd does not carry a shotgun anymore. Instead, he carries around a giant scythe. Think about that for a second. A hunter who's hunting rabbits is carrying around Death's sickle. Somehow that's more terrifying than a shotgun. But for whatever reason they decided no guns in the show, which doesn't really seem true to form a Bugs Bunny. Don't know what else they removed, but that's one of the things. And this is me just spitballing too. I mean, the comedy itself could still be as true as it was back in the old days of Looney Tunes. I haven't seen it. I'm technically unable to judge it properly. But based on what I've heard and seen, it's not really as good as Animaniacs in terms of maintaining what made it good. Really? Oh, there's a first. And I'm still confident enough in this level where I think I can qualify. Don't like flying off the map, that's for sure. Like, if I wanted to be a griefer, I could end up grabbing people right now. Like, Mr. Tomato right there, he's prime candidate for being grabbed. And that would ensure I could qualify. But it'd also be kind of a bad move to make. Very BM. Snowman tried to grab me. I would also like to get a win today. Like, I've had days where I've played for a couple hours and not gotten a single win. That's not out of the realm of possibility, but for the most part I tend to average 5 when I play, so I'd like to get one. Whether it's on one of the new maps or old maps, doesn't matter. I'd just like to see one. I think I'm also one win away from reaching rank 23. Which I'm curious if that will end up unlocking all of my previous rewards. Because as I have said earlier, they mentioned a kind of a glitch where people aren't being awarded their previous rewards for their crown rank. Yay, we've got 4, everyone else has 5. Please, please patch. Mediatonic, please patch. Make this Katamari level even. Alright, so there's kind of a meta. One guy's staying on the bottom in order to push it forwards towards the boxing glove. That kind of works how rock and roll kind of works, where one person will wait near that one spot that needs a balancer, I guess you would call him. Someone to even out the ball so it doesn't hit the side and stay there. Yes, come on. And we're going away from the punching bags. We kind of want to touch them. They give the propulsion that we require. Yeah, Mr. Elf really wants us to be in the center. He's purposely avoiding the punching bags. Which is a technique. Not one I would consider a good technique, but it's a technique. And I just noticed each of these balls have a different thing that they're picking up. The blue ball looks like... Blue ball. The blue ball looks like it's picking up blueberries, the red is picking up strawberries, and I'm assuming if yellow ever gets big enough, that yellow would pick up bananas. Continuing with that fruit theme of the game. Alright, so 8 people. Thin ice, please? Good, thin ice. As much as I like the new rollout level, I feel like I've seen it enough in vanilla Fall Guys to get a good idea how to master that one. Thin ice, I have no idea what the meta is for this. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking, do semicircles really quick and deplete the ice. Reduce them down to the bottom level as quickly as possible. Create traps for people. And that could be one technique. Alternatively, I'm seeing a lot of other people just going around randomly melting ice. That could do it quicker, but it's not going to the bottom level. I want to create pitfalls. I want to create tiny little pitfalls around the map that people have to be afraid of going towards. But again, I don't know if that's a good meta or not. Like, here we go. Now there's one right there. A nice little slimy circle. Alright, so now it's a little bit bigger. We've expanded the slimy circle, which sounds very inappropriate. But that's okay, because we're just saying slimy circle. It has no other connotations than that. Like, I would like to maybe create my own little island right here. Away from everyone else. Give myself a couple platforms to work with. Okay, so also I need to make sure I'm not bumping into people. Okay. I think I'm... Nope, there's one more guy right there. He's gonna melt that away, isn't he? Okay. Okay, use hexagon logic. Didn't make the jump. I was gonna use hexagon logic to jump very slowly among those tiles and work my way outward. But I don't quite have the timing on how quickly they melt. Ooh! I really like that banner. I mean, it's no rainbow, but it's still very nice. It's kind of like a swirl. A sherbet. No, Neapolitan? Eh. Like, I'm sure I have that, right? I've either bought it or I've unlocked it. No, the Santa hat was what I bought today. Where is that Neapolitan swirl thing? What level? Okay, candy cane at 13. Really? No more banners? There's only the one banner. Interface. Okay, there's Santa hat. I bought that one. Huh. So I don't have that one. Interesting. Well, if I were to hazard a guess, it's probably an unlock for ranks, for crown ranks. Well, maybe when I get one more crown, please let me win one. We can unlock it.